The game is better seen right off my TV. YouTube videos sometimes don't quite put in the real deal on stuff and tend to blur out the action in video games. But why do so many artists follow villains and dismiss critics? Do I look like an alien to you? Ha! Maybe I'm an alien to fools from outer space, but come on. At least Galaga 90 speaks in volumes. In fact, the program reveals the sounds of ammunition in loops the better the gamer is. When playing Galaga 90 from the standpoint of a novice, the game may make you cry from all of the beauty shown in the alien dancing stage, and even the courses themselves ought to change a novice into some intense warfare. Why? Well, aliens are strange looking. That's a fact in our current fashion with the world. A search for strange looking creatures while trying to justify individual preparations of uniqueness among ourselves. In video game fashion, we have players who believe they have good habits. Of course, those good habits could just be lower habits at higher levels. Galaga 90 is more intense than its older original games. So, what happens now? I'll tell you what happens. Players, gamers around the world watch lots of TV over the years. Every morning, every day, every night, they watch TV. This includes immensity and outrage, and video game companies need to appeal to the crowd as the years pass. Right, so what do? A business in video games can increase the disagreeable outcome and the immense rewards. Not only that, but generation after generation, players, gamers get used to the immense organization of confusion and borderline dramatic outrage. More and more, and video game companies keep increasing the immense amount of dramatic output, expression, and ongoing vernacular in their games more and more. And what we have here is a temptation to communicate less. People have become so obsessed and transgressed and even oppressed about depression and some hyper sadness of some kind that they become numb to those old forms of nature and get needy in requiring superior forms. So the good habits, to have a greater taste, to have better experience, to have higher power, to receive even more of the money in benefit, are really questionable routines in suspicious courses. A gamer can be at fault for his personal estimates because the estimates of time and space can turn out even further from the standpoint of common sense. Eventually, the scales in weight will change as importance is pending on cue to powerful input and output society out of reach of itself, where thoughts are counted and not quite recognized to infinity, I suppose. Galaga 90 does explode in color. Psh! Galaga 90 does magnify the conflict. Galaga 90 does clarify the gross results. But at what cost? So we could forget about the original Galaga? So we could keep on forgetting the past and leap into the unknown future. That's right, the unknown future, as you can see. Maybe the future isn't so unknown in this case, unless I'm dreaming weakly. We have to eventually know when enough is enough, We don't want too many problems against us. We don't want too many fights against us. We don't want too much betrayal against us. And so many players these days are so afraid of themselves and others that they are tricked by creation and art into pondering that we are horrible creatures over the other spleen or enemies, and as such, more secrets will be demanded, more fairness will be demanded, more fashion will be demanded, until we are nothing more than a divided reign under a fitting stallion of spring. Don't get me wrong, my friend. Galaga 90 does have its influence, and plenty of details or values are built up into their unique presentation. However, when I'm becoming really good at this shooter, I can't even hear my own thoughts between the lasers, and someone has to shake me out of the ice or break it for good. And remember, these are the Wii controllers you'll likely be using, and this is not really quite arcade style, but it's very clickety, pointy, and very remarkable on the immediate marks of press, push, and, pause and start and action and stuff. You take care, and happy holidays. Take care.